Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we made some strides forward during the season. We won 9 games, and we also had a top line that was almost all point per game, which is pretty impressive. They were definitely our best offensive line by far. As you can see, Jorgensen had 81 points, Zikov had 80 points, and Bickle had 78. Then it drops off to the rookie who had 38 points in Avery Parrott. So pretty decent scoring from the top guys, and then also like Festerini starting to break out a little bit. He's jumped up to a 75, so we're definitely getting some good growth in terms of our offensive core and our defensive core a little bit too, but the defensive core is the main problem still right now because it's still a bunch of 70s and 60s, so hopefully we could get a good defenseman in this year's draft. And then also, hopefully, our goaltenders could get some more growth too, because if our goalies could get better, then we're definitely going to be a decent team as well. Like, we just need a goalie that's like an 82 at least, and we should start winning some more games. So anyways, before we get into the draft, I do have a lot of comments to go over about our decision to make at this draft. So the first one is from Yo-Yo, what's up? He says, I say you should take a risk and take the grinder and take a gamble on next year's draft to see if there's a top 3 defenseman. And also found that gem that's a defenseman it should be an elite player. So he's saying to go with the grinder, which is very interesting. I don't think we're going to go with the grinder, but we will probably keep tabs on him just because I am excited to see what this kind of guy could do throughout the league, because I don't think I've ever seen a grinder go in the top 3 before. So we will definitely see what this Archer dude does down the road, but for now I don't think I'm going to draft him. And then there is Zikov, who I think for sure I am going to probably be taking just because of the fact we do need defensive prospects. He might not be the best out of the draft, like he's probably, my guess, like at 78, 79, maybe even lower than that. But he should be a pretty good defenseman and be our number 1 defenseman early on. He's got a good slap shot apparently too, so there is a chance that this guy could be really good. He's actually got quick pick as his zone ability, which I don't think I realized that in the last episode. I could be wrong. And yeah, he's got like 3 superstar abilities as well, so should be an interesting player for our defensive core once we add that guy in. The next couple comments are from Rebecca Weiss Woods, which says, you should hire more coaches. You only have 4 out of 8. By not having a complete coaching staff, it does stunt your growth. And then also, I would draft Zikov with your first pick. So yeah, Zikov I think is definitely going to be our first pick. A lot of you guys say that he would be your smart pick, so Zikov is more likely the pick. But apparently not having a complete coaching stat does stunt your growth, which I don't know if that's true or not, because I've always ran like just a head coach and an associate coach in the NHL for the entire time I've had franchise mode in even NHL 22 and probably 21 as well. But we can definitely look at finding ourselves a new head coach and associate coach with some better teaching grades, just because our team, oh wait, this guy has some good teaching grades. Maybe we want to change over to our associate coach. That could be something we do. I don't know if he'd have better chemistry with the team, though, is the thing. Yeah, Ty Harper's teaching dropped down to a D as well, so let's demote him to an assistant coach for a second and make Plus our head coach, and we'll see if that ends up helping stuff out. But I think I'm only going to run a head coach and an associate coach because the budget constraints are a little bit tough, but we might be able to find ourselves an assistant coach because we do have like $1 million still left in salary. But I'm never going to be able to get a goalie coach, I feel like, because for some reason goalie coaches are kind of like always not wanting to re-sign, it seems like. But that is that comment. The next comment is from Flame Husky. He says, Zikov is the smartest pick since you need a number 1 defenseman, but the grinder would be a great meme pick. It would be really cool to see how the elite grinder simulates and develops. This team is coming together nicely, so I'm going off the board and predicting 20 wins. So that's quite the number. We'll see if that happens in the next episode. 20 wins would be pretty crazy. That would be a monumental jump up from 8 wins or 9 wins only. So hopefully that's the case. And he does say to go with Zikov as well. Next comment is from Hockey Guy 88. He says, I think Zikov should be your pick. You already have plenty of forwards that are going to be turning into amazing players, so I think it's time to work on that defense a bit, which is true, because we do have already like 4 elite forward prospects, so might as well add a defensive one. Next comment is from Sir Sink. He says, definitely take Zikov. He's exactly what the Ice Tigers need. Also, in the next season, you should split up the first line so that Parrott has someone with skill to play with, and then make sure all 4 of them are on the power play together. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. I didn't think of that. Last season we had the top line all together, but this time around we'll probably move one of them down to play with the youngster and Parrott, and then see if that helps out his growth in his offense. And then we could have our offense split between 2 lines instead of just 1 line dominating the entire time. And then they all should get power play time as well on the same unit. So we'll see how that works out. And then the final comment is from Cadillac. He says 15 wins. Also, I agree that you should take Zykov. He'll immediately be the top pairing, most likely, which is true. And he also says 15 wins. So you guys have high expectations for this upcoming season. 15 wins and 20 wins. We'll see if that ends up happening. The other guys that haven't gave your predictions, you should give your predictions for next episode already, because I am curious on how much this team is going to get next season once we add some defensive prospects in and stuff like that. So anyways, let's get into this draft and take Zykov with number 3, and we'll see what the other guys are like at a draft. LA and Vegas have 1 and 2, and then St. Louis has 4. Ottawa has number 5. This should be a good draft for us. We'll get definitely that low elite defenseman as well in the second round, and then I don't know what we're going to draft after that, but we'll find out once we get to that point. Okay, LA at number 1 is going to take Woods, who's an 80 overall power forward, so not the greatest overall, and has no X factors, unless it's because I didn't scout him out. Probably that's the case. Yeah, it's probably because I didn't scout him out, because I don't have him scouted. So there you go. There's the first overall pick to the LA Kings. The Vegas Golden Knights are going to take Kidd, who's a 79 two-way forward, with some X factors, because we did scout him, I guess, a little bit. Looks like he could be a good penalty killing guy, maybe like a future Mark Stone for them, which is kind of neat. And then our third overall pick here, we're definitely going to take Zykov, which is a little bit ahead of time in a sense. Like, he could be number 4 in the draft, it says, but Archer's the clear number 3 guy, but we don't want to have another centerman, so we are going to skip on him. McKenna's a real player, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain I heard about him recently, so I'm pretty sure this guy's a real guy. And we'll take Zykov with our pick. He's 17, the other 2 are 18. So let's see how good Boris Zykov is and make our pick with our best defenseman yet. 76 overall. Not as high as I thought, but he is going to get the play right away in the NHL, obviously. Minor top 4 defenseman, so he's not technically NHL ready. But he is a 2-way defender. Has okay offensive awareness out of the gate. His passing is decent. His shot power is really good, but his accuracy isn't just yet. Good shot blocking, stick checking. Yeah, pretty much a really good defenseman all around. Really good skating, actually, for a defender, too. So there you go. He has got quick pick, off the rush, in reverse, yoink, and send it. So he's going to be a good passer and probably a mainstay on the power play unit with all the other young medium elite guys. So there is Zykov or Zykov. I don't know. We have 2 Zykovs. One's spelled with an I, one's with a Y. So don't know if they're pronounced different. There's medium top 9s like Plekanec, which are interesting, but we'll probably go with that gem defenseman because he's supposed to go. Actually, he might go next round. I'm trying to think. He might end up going next round. Let's just see if he would go next round. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Actually, let's just go all the way down here and see. Yeah, he might end up going next round. There's a chance that he could be a next round defenseman, because 32 picks after us would be 66. Yeah, you know what? We're going to wait till next round. I think we might be able to get Pusher in the 3rd round, which means the 2nd round pick. I did pin Claxon apparently, but I don't know if he's actually the elite. Oh, he is decent, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Claxon with this pick, and the next pick we'll take that gem. So, Miles Claxon, welcome aboard. Get us another Ford prospect. Hey, look at that. Low elite 63 overall. And he's got X factors. Wow, that was a really good pick. That was a lot better than I thought. That's our 2nd year in a row where we've drafted a really good player to start off the 2nd round. Wow. He's got third eye, he's got quick draw, so he's good face-off man, good passer, good making dekes, and he's good at taking wrist shots. Nice. That's a really good pick. Yeah, guy's like the perfect second line center for this upcoming season. Like putting him next to what's his name? Parrott on the second line. That could be proving some good offense right there. I like that pick a lot. Our next pick at 67, we should be able to get that defenseman. Yes, we should. Nice. We're gonna have a really good draft again. First 3 rounds here have been easy wins. Pusher should be in the low elite, but he might be low overall to start off with, but hopefully he develops into being something decent. And he's a low top 4, so he's not a low lead, unfortunately, but he is low top 4 with X factors as well. So that's not bad. Thunderclap in reverse and off the rush. So we'll see how this guy develops into being a good defenseman for us, but 62 overall at 18 is pretty good, so he's more than likely going to get a chance to get into the NHL right away, or he will play in the AHL if he has the capabilities to. But still a really good first 3 rounds for us. Colborne, no weakness, 4 years out. I don't really know. We should maybe get another goalie prospect just in case to add to it. Aiden Tays, let's take you, because why not? For starters, so there's another goalie prospect. Probably not going to pan out, but still, we get ourselves another prospect in just in case, because if we have a lot of goalie prospects, we could always choose between who ends up being a starter and all that stuff. So we do have Farrell pinned here, who might be a low elite 2-way defenseman. Yeah, we'll probably take him, take a chance on this guy. So Trey Farrell, welcome aboard, another defensive pick. Low elite 54, let's go. Might not pan out, but maybe he'll become like a 79 at best, which would be a good fit for the top 6. So we've drafted a couple low elites in this draft already. We're making some good progress with the prospect pool. Damn, that was a tongue twister. Got 2 more picks here. Doesn't look like the rest of the draft is that good, so we're gonna have to probably guess on random players. Let's just take a bottom 6 in Bjorn Pricing. Why not? He's got character, he's got work ethic. That's exactly what this team needs. And maybe he'll be a bottom 6er at some point. Or AHL top 6. 53, bottom 6, sniper. Solid shooting. Maybe he'll be okay to score some goals at the AHL level. In our final pick of this draft, we are going to take... Who do we want to take? Maybe St. Denis here. There's a guaranteed medium backup in Houston, but he's actually got a decent overall out of the gate, it looks like. But he's probably not going to be that good still. Since he's got the good grades, I'm going to take him. Why not? Mark up Houston and welcome aboard. 62 overall, that's not bad for a 19-year-old. Maybe he becomes something, maybe he doesn't, but he's only got backup potential, but we'll definitely take that as well. So there is our draft. A lot of low leads, a couple goaltenders, some forwards, some defensemen. But I think that's a good draft for us. Zikov and Claxton are going to be home runs of picks. Pusher should be if he develops well. Then we got Taze Farrell, who's a low elite. We got Pricing and Houston, and not bad. That was a pretty good draft. Just got to keep on adding to that prospect pool. Let's get to the re-sign stage and re-sign our other Zikov. And we got to do the 85% trick, so I'm going to open up my calculator. I don't know if it actually works in this portion of the screen, but it worked last year. So let's start off with signing ourselves, all our unsigned guys. And we're going to have to let go of some of the random cap whale type players, our actual current real players. And we're not going to sign all the goalies yet. I might sign one of them though. Are any of them expiring? Hackinson is. We're going to let go of a couple of these goalies just to make room for Houston and at least maybe Taze. Taze I don't think is AHL eligible though. No, he's not. So we'll leave Taze for now. Let's go to RFAs here. And let's do an 85% trick G's. And give an 8-year deal to Zikov because we need to lock him up for 8 years just like we did with Jacobson. So he wants 12.9, which is more than Jacobson. Not a surprise. We'll times that by, what is it, 0.85. And we should be able to get him down to like 10.965 around. So somewhere around, we should be able to get him for 10.975. That might be a little bit of an overpayment as well, but we need to make sure these guys are locked up long term. And then these guys like Nikitin and stuff are going to continue to get qualified just because of the fact, that they are going to ask for too much money. So wait, did I let him go? I thought I just qualified that guy. Who was that just went? Oops. I might have made a mistake. I don't know. I might have let go of whoever that was. I need to have to check back on video on that or something. Well, oops. I let go of one of our players, I think. That would not be good. Let's qualify you, Profi. Or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Nicola's qualified. Oh, he probably slid down to the bottom of the list, right? Yeah, he did. Okay, that was really confusing for a second. We need to let go of a couple of these guys for the AHL. We'll let go of 3 of them, or 7 of them, just because of the draft. Actually, Lil needs to get qualified. He was one of our picks. There, that should be good. Now we should be able to qualify a lot of the rest of these guys. And make sure our AHL team is filled up, because we want to make sure all our prospects are still playing at least for this organization. Hopefully let them get good growth again this upcoming season, because that's what this team needs, just growth and maintenance pretty much. Lipinskis will qualify you as well. I'm excited to see what the second line can do this season, though, with the draft edition of that one guy though that we got in the second round, because he could be exactly what that line needs. And we'll qualify Klesla as well. UFA wise, these were our cap whales. We will wait and see if we need cap whales, because of the fact now we're gonna have 2 guys on 8-year deals. So let's advance a day, and most of these guys should accept, which I think they all did. Actually, yeah, the RFAs haven't yet, but we still have 56 million cap space, so let's offer these guys max contracts, or close to max contracts. 1 year at 19.4, and then we'll do 1 year at a lot more than $1 million. Let's do 19 on the dot, and that should put us closer to the max cap. Perfect. Oh geez. Okay, that's fine. The rest of these guys are qualified. We got 19 million. Should be good. Should be good. So what does this team need necessarily? We got our goaltenders. I don't know if we were going to need much. We'll see how much we need once the RFAs start accepting, and then we'll start signing guys for the AHL to make sure we have the right amount of contracts and all that type of thing. So let's sim over to free agency. And there's Sloan accepting, and some of the guys that I already drafted signing, which is good. Actually, it's all guys I'm drafting. Okay. Okay, let's continue to simulate a little bit. Let's go up until almost August. Like, let's go to the 24th, and we should get all those AHL type of guys starting to accept, right? Yep, there we go. Perfect. And then we'll see if we need to sign ourselves anything else for the AHL level, which I don't think we're going to need to, but you never know. Now there goes more RFAs. It should be almost all of them, even though there was a lot of them. But our team is going to be pretty exciting, I think, for this upcoming season. Let's see what we got. We got 42 out of 50 contracts, and 2 RFAs still in there. Brophy, who's actually one of our picks, and D. Nicola is still holding out, so hopefully those guys accept soon. But we'll be at 44 out of 50 contracts, which is good enough. And we shouldn't really need anything else, so we're just going to have to set up our lines for the upcoming season. But those guys should accept soon, which they're still trying to hold out a little bit. We'll just wait a little bit longer. And they're still holding out. Okay, let's get them signed up for whatever they're asking for, which is probably, yeah, still over $1 million, which is kind of crazy, but we'll give them what they're asking for. But there you go, guys. There's your money. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts, because I don't know how long you're going to be with the team since you're bottom 6 forwards only. There you go. Both accepting. There you go. Very excited to see this lineup for this upcoming season, though, because high hopes for this team. Not necessarily to make the playoffs yet, but to start winning at least more than usual. Okay, so we need to make sure our top lines are split apart, which means I want Jorgensen still back on the top line because he led the team in points last year, but Parrott's a shooter, right? Yeah, Parrott's a definite shooter. So we're going to move Parrott to the wing. Actually, I need to call up some guys from the AHL first. Let's make sure we do that. Get the guys from the AHL that should be called up. Cox, Grattan, Kuznetsov. And then we'll send down Naf. We'll send down Beery. And we'll send down Lipinskis for the time being. And we need to go back to the system again here. What else we got here that I drafted? Little won't be able to play probably. That's my guess. Yeah, none of these other guys probably could fit, unless is there any other guys I should be sending down though first. Barchi needs to send down. Wold need to be sent down. And the rest of them are my picks, so we just need to call up the 2 best players that I've drafted, which would be Little. Actually, can I just send these guys down? Yeah, I can. Okay, so those guys were probably going to be scratches anyways. Let's go to our lines now. Set this up. So, actually, where is that lowly that I just drafted? Is he scratched? No, he's not. Is he in the AHL still? Looking for him. No, it's not Ferraro. He should be somewhere. Maybe he is actually in the lineup and I'm just not recognizing his name. But let's rework this line. So Zikov is top line center. Jorgensen. And who else could... Actually, Parrot's the face-off man, so we'll put Parrot on the face-offs. Bickle should be up on the top line, though, because he's a shooter. So maybe we do want to put Jorgensen on the second line. Where's that low lead that we drafted, though? Kuznetsov shouldn't be in the lineup down up here as a forward. I am confused. Let me go to roster moves again for a second. The screen is kind of annoying me how they changed the controls on this, because I need to literally, like, I honestly go to press it so many times, like, it shouldn't have changed controls. Where is that centerman I drafted? Oh, there he is, Claxon. That's his name. Now I recognize it. We'll call up Claxon as our other forward for the lineup. So call him up. And he'll be our second line center more than likely. Let's go to best lines again. And let's set this up. So, we want Claxon in a lineup. He should not be a defenseman. If he was thrown on the defensive court, that'd be dumb. Where is Claxon? Didn't I just say to call him up? Yo, I am confused. This game is literally throwing me curveballs right now. Didn't I just call up Claxon? What the heck? Where did he go? Oh, there he is still. Apparently he's not here. Must be because it's early in the morning and I'm recording this, but where did he go? He's not there. He's not there. Let me go back and get out of the screen. Maybe it's bugged. If it's bugged, it wouldn't be surprising. Let's go to roster moves again. Make sure Claxon is actually up here. Yeah, he currently is, apparently. I don't get what this game is doing. It just says Kuznetsov scratch, but... Oh, Claxon's put on the top line on the wing. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. Maybe we don't need to actually put somebody like that on the top second line, because now that we got Claxon, that should work out, because Claxon should set up Parrot a lot for goals. And then Festorini's still playing there. I don't think we really need to make any changes with that. What do we got for the rest of this? Cox, Brophy, Villette. Yeah, that's not bad. That's going to be our lineup probably for the season. It's a pretty decent team, I'd say, in offense. Let me make sure this power play has the right players in it. Yep, all of our elite players, that's good. And then Claxon will be running the second power play with Festorini, Brophy, Nikitin, and Kronwall. So I like our power play unit already as well. Defensively, this is also with the new coach, so this is actually going to work out a lot better, I think. We got Zikov and Moroza. Nikitin's not really getting much development. A lot of these guys are just top 6 defensemen, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. We will probably take out... Who? Because somebody has to be out for Kuznetsov. We have a lot of left-handed defensemen, so... Yeah, I think it might actually have to be Larson for now. And we'll send Larson down to the minors. But I mean, Kuznetsov's a left-handed defenseman as well. Let's do something like that. Yeah, we'll do something like that, and then we'll send Larson down to the AHL for the year. Just because I don't want him just being a scratch, because or else he won't get any development for sure. So we'll send Larson down to the AHL, and that should make the AHL team a little bit better. And we got to make sure the AHL team has all our good prospects in it as well, if possible. So Korostin was a what prospect? Medium 7th. That's not bad then. Schultz is medium 7th. Kalinen's a low elite. He needs to play, and same with Farrell. So we got to get those low elite defenders in, which means Voutilainen's going to get scratched. So Kalinin in. And then we'll take Tuamala, who's EA generated, or not EA generated, real player. We'll take him out, put in Schultz, or not Schultz, what was his name? The other elite, Farrell, good name. And we'll move him up. We'll take Dobmeyer out as well because he wasn't a drafted player. Put Voutilainen up there instead. Rework this defensive core a little bit. There you go, that should be good. Yeah, it's fine to have Schultz scratched, I think. But I will take a Ash back to make him play. So we have everybody that's drafted for us in the lineup. And in our forward core, obviously, we don't have any drafted prospects all the way on there, but we do have some of them. We'll move a couple of them up in the lineup just to make sure they get a little bit more growth. I feel like I should call up our cap whales, but I will just leave them. It doesn't really matter that much. And goaltending wise, we didn't check this yet. Carlson's down in there with Pustonen. And then we got Klesla and Neal. I think I'm going to send Neal down for another year. I know he's technically the better of the two overall goaltenders, but I think I'm going to send him down to the AHL for the year just because he's got the better potential, so I don't want to stunt his growth as much. And then Carlson will be our backup again this season. And then hopefully Neal gets some really good growth down there in the AHL, and he's ready to be a starter for next season. But if you guys think we should do anything different, let me know. So then Neal and Pustonen as the two goalies down there in the minors. That's good. Perfect. We are good for the start of the season. I like the looks of that roster. I think it actually should assimilate pretty decently with the addition of the new coach and all that type of thing. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will simulate the entire season. And yeah, hopefully this team can start winning some more games with the new coach and also with the addition of some new lowly players in our forward core. It's good we took Zykov in the last draft because the fact this draft ahead looks like it's mostly a forward-driven draft. There's a couple defensemen in there, but a lot of forwards. So I'm going to sing down below, and I'll see you guys next time.